as the title there says, the thought police have come for Jordan Peterson. So, renowned author and clinical psychologist is now facing essentially re-education or retraining by his governing body, the Ontario College of Psychiatrists, because of his tweets. Who would have thought that a staunch advocate for free speech would be having his speech compelled by his governing body? So essentially, Peterson was given a letter that he is to partake in this re-education training, or he faces disciplinary action through the tribunal, which is, essentially a kangaroo court run by the governing body itself. And it could lead to him to have his license removed from being able to provide psychiatric help to his clients. And oddly enough, none of the complaints came from any of his past or present clients. And so I didn't mention it in the article here, but I wanted to tie it in with some of the coverage I've done here in Ontario as well with the CPSO, the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario, because as we've seen throughout the COVID narrative, the college has squashed the speech of physicians all across Ontario, mandated that they comply with all COVID-related restrictions and regulations. And anyone who didn't has had their license suspended, revoked, or has faced, again, this disciplinary action or investigation by their college. So when Peterson says things like, the trust in institutions is at an all-time low, and your professionals from various sectors are being compelled and being forced to remain silent on things that they might want to speak adversely on, he's not wrong here, because we've seen this reoccurring theme. And again, especially throughout the COVID narrative, it's being highlighted by it and amplified by it, really. This is happening across the board to various sectors of our medical and other professionals, especially here in Ontario. And it's really concerning. And again, as a staunch advocate for free speech, to see someone with such a large platform and presence on social media being compelled. I'm really interested to see how Peterson's going to handle this, and of course, how it unfolds.
It's funny because somebody sent to me today, and I don't know if I'm going to mention her, but she is a conservative mom like us. She sent to me who she called the Peterson lady gulaggers, the ladies who were the ones who were complaining about him, Gail Siskind, and the other one is Erica Abner from the Touchstone Institute. They look exactly how you would think that lady gulagger censorship people would look. And, how did they think this was going to end for them? Peterson was trending yesterday on Twitter. Elon Musk weighed in. How did they think this is going to end? Peterson has been out against compelled speech since at least 2017 in the public eye, but probably long before that, as someone who thinks critically about these things all the time and cares about free thought and the ability to think your way through things and not have the state tell you what to think. He testified on the C-16 hearings. So that's the pronoun hearings. In 2017, in May of 2017, he was the loudest international voice against compelled speech in Canada since, I think outside of us, probably since, 5 years ago. How did the lady gulaggers think this was going to go for them? Of course, he's not going to bend the knee to them. He's made a career not bending the knee to them. This is him testifying at a Senate hearing. When they call it, hate propaganda if you misgender someone. He said, I'm not going to be impolite to people, but I'm not going to say the words you want me to say if the government is making me say them. So look behind him, it looks like the lady gulaggers, by the way. But I mean, who did they think they were coming for yesterday? That's the funny part in all of this is what kind of bubble are you in that you don't realize that he is probably outsold in the world only by the Bible. He's the most prominent thinker on freedom and free thought in the Anglosphere. What did they think was going to happen yesterday?
Well, and the college itself, I mean, are they prepared for the backlash that they're going to undoubtedly receive after putting forth such a an Orwellian order on someone, the exact opposite of everything that they stand for? I mean, you don't get much more Orwellian than this, really. It's textbook 1984, right out of the playbook of the thought crimes and his wrong think. That the thought police are now coming for him, and to allege that this somehow caused harm to, I don't know, I guess, what did you coin them, Sheila? The lady gulags?
Lady Gulaggers.
Yeah, that it somehow caused harm to people who are not being treated or assessed by Peterson. Like, this is just so grotesque that again, what a time to be alive heading into 2023. Here we are fighting the same demons, it seems, as the last at least 2 years. But as you pointed out, Peterson's been at this for far longer than that. And it's just, it seems to be ricocheting out instead of being reined back in. And so I just wonder, at what point does that pendulum start to come back and say, whoa, 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 this is going way too far? How does what someone posts on social media expressing their opinions, when, yeah, it's not, it might be a little bit impolite, but how is that causing harm to anyone?
Well, and imagine being this professional organization and thinking, you know who we should punch at today? Jordan Peterson. and and thinking that that's not going to have you end up on Tucker Carlson, the subject of mockery for weeks on end. Like, how did they think this is all going to play out? Do they think Jordan Peterson's going to be like, you know what? I definitely was wrong about advocating for free speech and free thought. Yes, I will kowtow to this professional organization. Or is he the kind of guy who says, you know what? Screw it. I will continue to be the probably one of the most read authors in human history, and one of the preeminent thinkers of our time. Whether you agree with him or not, you cannot argue that he isn't that. Is he going to bend the knee to this little busybody organization of lady gulaggers, or is he going to make a bigger issue of this?